It's that time again. Let's talk about Japanese men bashing each other's brains out in gyms. I'm Cage Warriors lightweight champion George Hardwick, and we'll be talking about some sparring. In the black is Kato Ono. I hadn't heard about Kato Ono till he fought the boy Masaki Noiri on the match like a year or 2 years ago. And Masaki Noiri, one of my favourite fighters ever, Kato Ono beats him by decision, and it puts me into a depressive spiral for 3 days. Just sit in a dark room eating Branston beans. Anyway, let's get into it. Kato Ono is a very high guard kickboxer. You know, his palms are kind of turned out when he's further away, and look, he turns his palms in, covers his head when he gets a bit closer. Generally, when you're further, straight shots are coming in, so if your palms are turned out, it's easier to parry. And as you get in, it becomes more about hooks, so like the palms turning in towards the head, it covers the head a little bit better. He's using that jab from that high guard. Sometimes he just does it like a vertical fist without a massive step. He's already quite close. He's hitting the check hook. Check hooks come really well off of that high guard. And his sparring partner there in the yellow does a really nice combination, switching into actually stepping into a left kick. He is what someone called a weeb kick in the comments the other day, and I'm going to start calling it that. I believe it's a Chizoku Mowashigiri. I'm butchering the pronunciation. I haven't played enough Yakuza. But it's a very interesting one he does there. He does it to the closed side, slipping, and he's hitting an uppercut. The guy's going on one leg. But let's go back to that weeb kick with the right leg. Because generally, you don't think that's particularly open target. But if someone's got a textbook stance, their right elbow's really tight, their right hand's really tight. Let's get that off screen. Right elbow's really tight. It's a left hand that's going to reach out a bit. So it does make that opening. Watch Masashi Kimura, babyface boyo, does a lot of damage with that. A little slipping inside. I think the uppercut just catches him. Just catches him on the head guard. That's a downside to head guards is there's shots you don't see coming. And shots that might just have missed will maybe just tap the head guard and knock you off balance and give you a bit of a ding. There he's switching up with that left kick, and Kaito's using that double arm block and getting back to his jab. Small steps. Pressure fighters generally want to use those small steps because if you're pressuring with massive steps, a lot of the time you're setting yourself up to get countered. Very, very hard to see that jab from his high guard because it's just coming there. There he tries to switch to a shoulder roll, but his training partner in the yellow hits through the middle, gets a good angle, the shoulder wasn't high enough, and there's another weeb kick off the lead side. Generally, you expect that weeb kick in an orthodox matchup, coming off the lead side, semi-Schultz style, goes right there into the liver. There's a really good combination. It was like an inside kick, stepping into punches. So why do you use that good against me? If you've got someone solid in their stance, you can use that inside kick. Instead of opening up just with punches, using that inside kick just to off-balance them, bait them. Even if they're check, I think it's here, even if they're check, they've got to go up on one leg and then they're firing. But Kato is so balanced that he just threw this no-switch left kick under the elbow. That's something about being quite heavy on your lead leg and having your hands up, your head a bit forward into your guard, is that you can throw this no-switch kick very quick, coming up under the elbow. It's not like a big switch, step and kick that has loads of power. It's your training partner, your opponent gives the power. And there, back to that Marat Gregorian style vertical fist jab, coming off the high guard. Very hard to perceive. Tapping away with the lead hand to set up the, tapping away with the backhand to set up the lead hand, kind of reversing it. See, Roy Jones would use that back in the day. There he's using that Chizoku to step down, weeb kick to step down into the right hand. Combinations coming off, but because he's so folded in and so tight, not a lot of them are landing clean. He's trying to enter in off the inside kick again because he is leaned quite forward into his lead leg with his high guard up. He is open to that inside kick is Kato, but he's kicking with many outside kicks that kind of racks that up. A lot of straight punches when like upping the straight punch volume, kind of like an amateur boxer going like 1-2, 1-2. It lands quite clean or it scuffs through the guard. And that's quite an interesting shot. Hits on the back of the head. I wonder if this is a mechanic of Kato Ono's punching. Because if you do land a shot to the back of the head like that, where you're both facing each other in a kickboxing match, it's pretty much technically legal. They're not going to penalize you on it. Another side effect could be, whenever I've sparred in head guards, I don't really spar in head guards too much. Because they occlude your vision. You get hit with shots, more shots that you wouldn't see, and then you get comfortable taking shots that you wouldn't be comfortable taking otherwise. Maybe this habit will catch up to me. Maybe I'll speak like Tito Ortiz in 5 years. Maybe I speak like Tito Ortiz now. But because you have to move your head more, move your head 6 inches instead of moving it a millimeter, you're more likely to expose those targets like the back of your head. This advert can fuck right earth. I don't need to learn guitar or learn how to sing. I can already belt Creed like the best of them. But yeah, I remember getting hit in the back of the head a bit more when I had the head guard on because I'd close my eyes, I'd move my head a little bit more because I don't have that good vision, and I'll get hit in the back of the head, more likely to get scuffed onto the back of the head. I love these training rooms you see in Japanese gyms where it's just like a small block of mats. It could be on the 20th floor of some Tokyo skyscraper. You don't know. It's like some room that you just see in a Yakuza mission. Anyway, Keita Ono has that back heel just slightly up. He's not resting all his weight into his back heel. This allows him to spring into those left hooks and pull his weight back, like that left hook to the body there. Jab into weeb kick right to the liver. Masashi Kimura semi-shield style. And we've got a knockdown. I love all this font on screen. I believe this is the Year 4 primary school ICT Microsoft Word special Comic Sans. Everyone loves Comic Sans. But anyway, I think that was to the liver. That lead hand just baits the parry. I'll see if it shows it again. That lead hand baits the parry. Hand comes up, exposes the liver. It can come in such a quick timing that you can't really do too much about it. And our fella's on the floor, our fella in the yellow. He's probably making all kinds of weeb noises. Yep, weeb noises and guitar. Can't be beat. See how long it takes for him to get back up. And he's back into it, working with I'm guessing he's a lower weight class than Kato. Kato then switches it up to a high kick and then goes back to the liver again. As soon as you've hit someone in the liver, that high kick opens up. Nice little cross counter on the back foot. Kind of shuts down the jab of the short fighter, that he has to use to get inside, using that cross counter, and then mixing the jab to the body. Inside, ooh, that's a nice little combo. Very reminiscent of Cedric Doumbé, pulling back into a southpaw stance after the inside kick and hitting the right hook, using that lead shoulder, lead hand to cover. He's tried this shoulder roll quite a few times, but it's not paired with any foot movement as Kato. He is really like a high guard favoured fighter, and he has been punished whenever he's tried to shoulder roll in this spar. Beautiful little cross counter. Just some of the like step back counter on the hook. Some of the things that allow him to do that really well is that back foot. It's not turned out. He's not got Frankenstein foot turned away, so he's going to struggle to turn into the right hand. As he steps back, his weight's loaded, not on the heel, on the toes, and then his toes are turned slightly more forward towards the target he wants to hit. Hitting in that liver shot again, just under the elbow, liver shot. His training partner returns with these liver shots. That same kind of counter off of the left hook. As you throw that left hook, you can expose the side of your chin. Be really difficult to see in a head guard. Again, so Kato's taking his head guard off. If in sparring, one person has a head guard on and one person doesn't, it's the person without the head guard has the advantage. Beautiful combination. That's like a classic Naoya Inoue, Nikki Holskin combination. You want to see that a lot. Uppercut into left hook body. People go classically on the pads, they'll go uppercut into left hook head. The right uppercut lifts the chin up for the left hook to the head, and they'll ping that left hook into the head. It also opens up the body hook. Right uppercut's generally not some big, massive power shot that's jumping into it. It just sets up that left hook body. Naoya Inoue is the guy to watch. Throwing these big knees from the distance. I never know how much padding is on these Japanese knee pads. Doesn't look like a lot. Another liver shot. Boom. Nice and tight. As the guy throws his right hand, it exposes the liver. And because Kaito's so tight, look how tight he keeps the elbow angle. Obviously, from further out, might open that elbow up to get around his training partner's elbow or around his opponent's elbow. But because he's so tight, he just drives it in. Let's see where his back foot is as well. Boom, on the floor, weight on the back foot. 90% of the time, when I'm teaching in the gym and someone's messing up a left hook to the body, I know because I've done it myself many times, it's the back foot coming off the floor. As soon as the back foot comes off the floor, zero power, zero heat gauge, zero takoyaki. How can I make more Japanese stereotype things in here? And the guy's had enough. But a lot you can learn from that spar. A lot you can learn from Kato's like options off of the high guard, little double attacks. You know, that jab into stab kick. Stab kick and, weeb kick. Not stab kick. It's not a Chizoku. It's a weeb kick. I have to learn the new nomenclature. But stab kicking off both sides. His training partner had some good stuff like 1-2-1 and through the straight guard. Using that inside kick to disrupt him before throwing the combinations. Stuff Salbadi did to me. I think I've got that breakdown somewhere and I've never put it on YouTube. So I'll upload that and get copyright up the wazoo. Anyway, They're probably laughing about how much brain damage they get in a single session. I've been George Hardwick, as usual, not Harry, though some people think I look like him. Harry fights soon. Featherweight title defense, November 23rd in Newcastle. Check that out. I don't know what is next step. Next step for you is to rate, comment, and subscribe because of algorithmic nonsense. I don't know. Do what you want to do with your life. Don't listen to people on the internet with goatees and brain damage.